Hello, once again, I'm Lou, head of community experience with Tiltify, and we try to bring you conversations with all sorts of community members whenever we do a community spotlight. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Chris, otherwise known as GeekBeak online and on Tiltify, and we're going to learn about the madness of fundraising that Chris does when using Tiltify throughout the year. But let's hop on in. Chris, how are you? Thank you so much for having this
Not too bad.
conversation with me.
No, thank you for the invite. That's yeah, it's always amazing to meet new people behind the scenes of Tiltify and what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, oh, there goes my camera. One of the things that we always like to hear is like, what is your journey into like content creation? I always think it's interesting to see how people thought that live streaming on Twitch or YouTube or what have you was a good choice.
Okay,
what led
mine
you
was
there?
an outlet. I'm a dad of two kids and two very boisterous puppers, and I've got to bring it right back. I used to play a lot of MMOs. I met some good friends through those MMOs, and one particular group of three I always hung out with, and we'd do dungeons in Star Wars: The Old Republic and things like that.
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
he was our main. One of the guys was our main tank, and he'd always been talking about Twitch, and I had zero interest, like none. I couldn't understand why people would watch people playing video games. It just baffled me. But he was always going AFK whenever we needed things done. He was always going AFK, and he was like, mates, I'm just watching something really funny on Twitch, and it was really frustrating. So eventually me and the other guy went over to Twitch to see what was going on, and I lost 9 hours of my life to a farming sim stream because the guy was so entertaining.
Well, okay, like farming sim,
it was literal
they
farming
ride the tractor and they just work on the farm. The farming simulator. Oh my gosh.
I started watching it, and 9 hours later I was like, what have I just done? What what is my life right now? And he just kept saying, like, you should go on Twitch, you should start an account, you should go on Twitch. And I did. That was literally just him nagging. We started on Twitch, just the three of us playing games. It was brilliant. It was just a complete outlet in the evenings after a day with the kids, just sitting down with my gaming crew and playing games at the end of the night. And that's all it was. No seriousness, nothing about pushing for ticks or monetizing. It was just having fun.
Oh wow. Well, that's great. And so I imagine that the transition from having fun, Twitch being an outlet, almost like a hobby,
Mm-hmm.
how did you bridge that over to fundraising? What was your first fundraiser? Whether it was on Tiltify or not, what was the first thing that motivated you to
So
begin
my
to raise funds?
first fundraiser, we started a community when Twitch had communities, and we had lots of smaller content creators join us, people that we enjoyed like hanging out with, the same way that we treated the people I gamed with. It was just mates hanging out in a community, and if they wanted to play games, there was nothing we asked anybody to do. And I had a mad idea I saw lots of people doing charity, and I said, why don't we do a week-long relay where all of us do a stream for a certain amount of time, and we hand off to the other one for a full week. And we did, and we raised, I think it was £8,000 that week for DePaul International, a homeless charity. And I loved it. I loved it. I may have got agitated and over passionate and stuff like that, but I absolutely adored doing it. It was just a mad idea, and 2 weeks later, it went into effect, and we came out with £8,000. And I was like, if we plan these things, how good can they get? Not just off the spur of the moment, let's do this. How good could they get if they were planned? And it was a great time.
That's amazing. And so, right, so you got hooked, right? That feeling of can you pinpoint what the hook was? Like what was the feeling? Was it the fundraising? Was it the receiving of the donation, or was it just the whole thing?
I think it's I think it was we went in with zero expectations, and I think that was the best thing for me. If I've got zero expectations, then I'm not sat there pushing goals, getting really upset that we're not hitting goals. And I said to the gang beforehand, I said, if we make £100, I'm going to be so happy. And we made that before the first person had gone live. So I started off the relay, and I had a 4-hour slot, and I refused to play a game or switch on a webcam. I just had a black screen and a microphone. And I said, I'm refusing to do anything until I get a £10 donation. And £150 came in. And I was like, well, looks like we're going to have to play something then. Because I genuinely had it in my head that I'd be sat there for 4 hours with some bants on Discord, not doing anything. And it's all about, for me, it's different to how it was then. That was a group effort and was brilliant, and I loved all the passion. I love seeing how the different people within the community ran their section, ran their little part of the relay. It was exciting. For me now, it's about small charities with strong messages, and it's really exciting for me to see them do well.
Well, and so that is something that, you definitely, when I started being involved with Tiltify in this position, your name kept coming up kind of like on the Twitter feed, like, here comes
still
GeekBeak.
My beating heart. Yeah.
No, like GeekBeak again. And I'm like, this guy is it felt like you were doing a fundraiser every other weekend. But it's like, tell us about your current endeavors to fundraise on Tiltify.
So last year, we started, we all fall into pitfalls. We all make mistakes. We all have a life behind us. And I've been trying to show the gang that I can be better, one day at a time. And whether that's trying to be a face man for some very kind people in the community, or just improving our lives one step at a time, becoming aware of what's happening outside. So I took it to the team, in the mod team, at the end of 2019. I said, I want to make a change. I want to go charity all the time. And then I took it to the community, and all of them said, do it. Let's do it. It can only succeed or fail. And I was like, okay, let's try. So we started in January 2020 with 12 months of charity for 12 different charities and 12 different games. So I associated a game with each charity and each month, and we made a little story about each game. And we started with Charity Nerds in January 2020, a little charity run by a chap called Heath, who unfortunately can't anymore because he's doing school. He's a young lad, and he started a charity, and it astounded me. I was blown away by the fact that a 17-year-old kid had a charity and was that affected that he wanted to raise money for a lot of people, and he was brilliant. And we raised, I can't remember how much we raised, but it all went to a camp for kids who have terminal issues, a summer camp, so they can feel like kids again. And it was the first time I cried. First time I cried while I was doing charity. I didn't think I could anymore, and
I think that's an achievement.
It blew me away.
It blew me. Yeah. Cry during a charity live stream. It's
leveled up. This year I took a bit of a kicking from my insomnia at the beginning of the year, so I haven't. I'm playing catch up with the planning and the plotting and where we're going. But pretty much, I had the idea of doing like an A to Z of Xbox games, so I had the coverage, the game stuff sorted. It's not working out so well. I think I need to revisit last year's plan and just build off that.
So you're experimenting different ways that works for you
You've got
and
really.
your community.
Yeah.
So what has been? So you have done enough charity campaigns at this point to probably share some knowledge. If you were to say to like a first time, somebody who just signed up to Tiltify, they've maybe found the cause they care about. What are those first 3 steps that you were like, I wish I would have known that somebody would have told me those things?
Oh, don't be realistic. If I have a concurrent viewership of 10, an average concurrent viewership of 10.
And that's fine. I just want to, I want to interject.
I am so proud of them.
There is. No, you should be, but
we always get told to not to call ourselves small streamers, and I've always called our stream a small stream because I'm so proud of what they've done for charity.
Well, and that's just a footnote.
And it's
on
nice
that.
to put that on. Yep.
No, we have plenty of creators of that size who do tremendous work, and like that's why we're talking is like, you know, regardless of the size of your community and who engages, if you have engagement, people are going to show up and they're going to want to participate.
So the first thing I'd say is it's not your goal too high. You can set your goal as big as you want but don't set your expectations of that goal too high. If you put up 3,500 for a 24-hour event and you've got a concurrent viewership the same as mine, you may not hit that.
Right.
And just remember that any penny raised is a penny the charity didn't have before you started raising for them. And it's important.
Absolutely.
Raise for causes that you are passionate about. That's the second one. Don't just hop in. So, for example, and this isn't slating them, I love what St. Jude's do, but I don't think I'll ever do a charity fundraiser for them because I'm not connected to them.
Right.
And I need that personal connection to the charity. I need to read their message and go, okay, I'm blown away. Let's raise some pennies for these people. And be aware that even if you don't raise any money, you've raised awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that if you're, here's the thing that I can't really talk about because I'm doing charity full time. But if you are doing one-off events every now and again, make it about the charity, change your content, make it about the charity and not your stream. So you are the personality for that charity, but make sure that people are aware what's going on. Don't just put an exclamation mark command in your thing. That helps for people popping in that might want to do a run by donate. But look at how many times people type that compared to how many people will donate. It's when you are describing the charity and when you are getting into why you like that charity that more people get involved. So yeah.
No, that's amazing. I think that genuine connection to the charity is powerful because your community will smell that, right? they'll know if you're just doing it for, maybe not the right reasons.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. And each content creator will show that charity in a different light because their personalities are all different, and it's amazing.
What does your family think about this obsession?
My family are more interested in my stream now that I'm doing all the charity journey than they ever were before. So I've been content creating a long time because it was just a hobby. It wasn't a bother. But now they're more interested in it than ever. I've got to go down during my breaks on stream and give them updates. The kids want to stream with me. They want to be involved. So yeah, it's really exciting for the family side of things on that. They absolutely adore it.
What an absolutely lovely co-stream to be streaming with your kiddos. Is that something that you're comfortable doing yet? Are they?
I am. Space is the only. I'm personally happy with them being on stream, but Space is a premium in the little area I've got here. There's lots of area behind me, but just here, not much space.
Not so much. So what's one of your favorite memories fundraising during a live stream?
Oh my word. I've got to go with the obvious one, which is I got claused in December by Critical Bard. That came out of nowhere and blew me away. I'd never met Critical Bard again. Because of my social anxiety, I don't tend to go in big streams. And I should more, but I don't tend to because I'm scared to type that initial hello. Because social anxiety will tell me that it will get ignored, and then if it does get ignored, it'll tell me I'm right and I shouldn't be there, and I'll leave.
No.
So yeah, that's always a problem for me. But I've been lurking in his streams since, and he's brilliant. So yeah, it's that was amazing. That blew me away. I would say for me, it's chatting to the people behind the charities. the community managers, or if they've got a Discord set up, meeting the community that have already fundraised or are planning on fundraising and seeing the excitement levels there. That's the exciting thing for me. I really enjoy the passion coming from other people, and the people who are in direct contact with me because I always try and contact the charities. I always try and have a chat to them beforehand. Yeah.
No, I love that. And I was going to ask you to kind of speak to that. What has been your best practice to reaching out to the charity, and what has been the response in general?
Without the insomnia, what I'd do is I would plan the first 6 months of charities. I'd plan the game, I'd plan the month, I'd plan the little story around them, and then I would start dropping emails a month before I was planning to start their charity streams by saying, hi, I'm doing this. This is what I'm hoping to raise, but it's all about the awareness for me. And do you have an online package with logos, etc., maybe some video packages? Do you have access to any of that, or just simply a Discord? Thank you for your time, and then I'm off. And if they choose to get back, I've only had one charity that never got back to me out of the ones that I've done so far. But yeah,
that's great. No, that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I love to hear that, as I think that's something that's sometimes missed, is that creators who are fundraising, most of the charities, especially on the Tiltify platform, almost expect you all to reach out, and they'd love to begin to create community and relationships.
It's amazing. Yep.
That's amazing. All right, so what is your, so you mentioned the MMOs. Like, I want to go back to the gaming part. I'm an old school MMO guy. Like, Ultima Online,
EverQuest
like,
for me. Yep.
I have you can't see it. I have the gray hair to show it. Yeah. I used to have more of it here too. But yeah, what was the MMO or the MMORPG that like really got you started?
EverQuest was my first proper one. Yeah, and I was hooked. I was working very odd shifts. I was a chef, very, very odd shifts. So I was able to play with an American guild on their times, and I was hooked. It was go home, raid. It was all progression raiding as well, which was amazing. It was great times, and we had a solid community over there. And then for weird reasons, the guild ended up splitting up. My reasons for playing weren't there anymore because it was all about the guild. And I moved on to WoW, which was quite the culture shock after coming off the back of EverQuest.
No, they're different games. Like, I like both games, but I'm like, different.
Wow, the chat. I asked one question in chat. In fact, I said hello because in EverQuest, when you logged in, you said hello in general, right. And people said hello back. And it was I made the mistake of doing that in WoW, and I loaded my little character in. It was a dwarf, and I said hello, and I got some replies back. And yeah, I had to then turn my head around to how WoW's community worked, and tended.
Well, that's one of my favorite things about like building communities and community managing, is that it's like how much of gaming culture has shaped like the curating your community. Like a game can curate a community, and I think content creators do a similar thing. What has been your experience with nurturing a community that supports? Would you say you nurtured the community to support your efforts, or was it the other way around?
I think it was the other way around. I'm always in doubt. Always. I think it's a content creator thing. It's you're always in doubt of what you're doing and whether you're doing the right thing, or whether, for me personally, it's whether I've represented the charity well enough. And they just keep me on track. They constantly do. Like, I'm a massive sufferer from insomnia. It's a big thing. It's not just I can't sleep. It's I lose entire weeks. And at the middle of December last year, I started getting a big phase of it. And towards the beginning of January, like, my streams have become so sporadic, and people couldn't understand what I was talking about when I was on them, that they eventually just told me to go. They said, take a month, take 2 months, take as long as you like, but just go. And they were sending me daily DMs, telling me I better not go live, and that I better be trying to get some sleep and get some help and things like that. And they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. And I haven't forced that. It's just been really nice to sit back and watch it happen.
No, that's That is amazing. I absolutely love to hear that. Well, the work you do is definitely influenced your community, but also obviously that they influence and care a lot about
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
And I think for a good reason. You're doing amazing work across so many different charities, and charities that may not have like the attention that some other charities might. And so that is at the heart of what I love to see, with folks who love to fundraise for causes that they care about. I appreciate this time today. This was absolutely lovely.
Thank you. So it's blown away. It's flown past, isn't it?
It has. No, well, that's the thing. Like, there's so much to talk about. What's your next endeavor?
I hate saying the word growth, but I'm thinking I don't want this to plateau. I don't want what we're doing and the message that we're trying to get out to plateau. I'd love to see some more people get involved and see if they enjoy what we do, and whether moving forward they want to be involved in what we do. For me, my end goal on the end of any charity stream is having another streamer pick up that cause. Whether it's just doing a one-off for them or whether it's doing a longer stream for them. It's we've had a few where they've come in, they've seen what we're doing, and then I'm gonna stream for those people, and I'm like, that's amazing. That's my end goal every time. Not the money, not the crazy thing. It means I've done my job.
Oh, I love it. And that's perfect. And like, so if anybody is watching and you want to watch what Chris does, obviously there's links in the description for the video, and if you're on the blog, you can click there. You'll find Chris. If you could tell, he's an incredibly approachable human being who wants to do good. And he might be up because of the insomnia, so you might as well reach out to him.
The DMs are always open. They really are.
That's lovely. And so get involved. It's a good way to begin to build and crossovers with other communities. So if anybody is watching and is interested, then to know that you're not alone. If you do have a quote unquote smaller community, it doesn't matter. You can make an incredible change and impact for a cause that you care about. Chris, this has been lovely.
It's been amazing. Thank you.
Cannot wait to share this with the community. We look forward to seeing your next fundraising event, which I'm sure is just around the corner. But we appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing what happens.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Goodbye. Don't press it.